So we're live for the first episode of Cooper Brothers Racing. Actually, no, we're not live. What am I talking about? This is on YouTube, so how can it be? I'm over here at the garage where we keep the Pro Street Opel Manta. I'm sure a few of you are aware of what this car's like. You've probably seen it a few times at the strip over the years. Behind the scenes, we've been doing quite a lot of work to this car. I'll take you around it in a minute, explaining everything that's been done and explain what we're sort of planning on doing with it over the next year or two. Excuse me, because this is going to be an unedited and uncut video, so I'm bound to make a few cock-ups and go wrong, especially as this is the first one that we're going to do. Matt's currently at home sat on his arse doing nothing as usual. Anyway, engine first of all. We've got a Holly 2x4 EFI system on it now. Used to be twin Hollies, but not running the EFI. It's a completely different engine, different compression, much more streetable. It's got the Holly Hyperspark ignition on it, allowing us to control the timing, set curves, the whole lot, along with the Holly 2x4, allowing us to really refine the tuning of the fueling system on it. Over the last year or so, we've had bits and bobs done on it. I suppose a few of you have already spotted. We've had this excellent exhaust done by Powerflow over at Ulster. Dave Smith sorted us out with this. The old saying goes, you get what you pay for, and I certainly did with this. It wasn't cheap, but I can assure you it's bloody awesome. Highly recommended. It's 2-inch primaries to 3-inch side exits, which I'll show you now. Same as it used to be basically, but now it's fully stainless steel. Really very good. What else have we done? Wheelwood calipers, yes. Wheelwood calipers on the front now, instead of the old Capri ones on there. I don't know if you can see that right, but it's now got Wheelwood calipers with vented and grooved discs on it on the front. So should be able to actually stop in it now, because the brakes were terrible before. Obviously they need wearing in at the moment. They seem a little bit terrible, but it's only done about 4 miles since this engine's been put together. So let that bed in a bit. What else have we got? Oh, adjustable lower arms under there. I don't know if you can see those. Not really bright enough, is it? But yeah, under there there's adjustable bottom arms to allow us to set all the camber on it, which will be handy, especially as the old ones were actually mounted through, which I've got the old ones up on this pile of rubbish up here. Let me have a quick look somewhere here. Let me just drop all this crap on the floor. As you can see, the old ones were not in a good state at all. Yes, so they were well needed changing, but at least I can adjust them on the fly should they need to be adjusted. Coming back round, let me just find my phone where I wrote some of the notes down so I don't forget anything. New pads on the back, yeah, new pads on the back. I haven't put new calipers on the back because the old one seemed okay to me. It's got a whole new fuel system on it, EFI fuel system. In fact, if I just turn the light on my phone, we may be able to even see that. There we are, under there. It's got new strange double adjustable shocks on the back, as the old ones had just about had it after at least 20 to 25 years of use, sitting in barns and all sorts. So yeah, all very good. Anything else? Let me just have a look. Not really, but yeah, quite a lot of work all in all. This EFI system's probably the best part of it. If we come inside the car now, it's running a 2-speed power glide, same as it always did. If I turn the ignition on, you'll see the EFI fire up. This literally is one of the best things I think I've ever brought in my life. I can't believe how easy it makes everything just to tune. This system controls from this screen all the fueling, all of the timing, everything. Really very good. Fuel pressure gauge there as well, just to keep an eye on that. With it running running EFI, it's quite important to keep an eye on the fuel pressure, although that would tell me if the fuel pressure did drop at all. There's the Hyperspark ignition over there, my indicator's on, so turn that off for now. Anyway, what are our plans with this car? I'm sure you're asking. This year with COVID and everything, it's all been a bit of a bit of a mishmash of rubbish, hasn't it, really, in terms of, you know, nobody really knows what's going on. But the first event that we're hoping to do with this car is the street weekend at the beginning of May for Santa Pod Raceway. I think you then drive from Santa Pod Raceway, stopping at stop points on the way to Melbourne Raceway, and then back to Santa Pod. I think the first day at Santa Pod, if my memory serves me right, I could be incorrect, but I think it's an unprepped full track, so quarter mile, then over to Melbourne Raceway where it's a unprepped 8th mile track, and then back to Santa Pod to do a fully prepped quarter mile track. I mean, all in all, from our house in this, driving this to Santa Pod, then to Melbourne Raceway, back to Santa Pod, then back home is 500 miles. And considering, since this car's been put together with the EFI, I've done about 4 miles in it. I'm not holding me hopes up that it's actually going to keep running, but fingers crossed we don't break anything. Everything's really quite strong in it. Oh, it's got a new strange rear end on it as well, from Wayne Ullman at Intergalactic Customs. It's a full aluminium centre section, the whole lot, really quite good. So everything's quite strong on it, so I'm quite hopeful that it will all last. All the engine components are good. Got all Jezel valve train on it, you know, really nice heads. It's got some Alderbrook Victor heads worked on by Chapman. Yeah, so fingers crossed it all goes to plan. We shall see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at what we've been up to with the Manta. I bet you all thought that this thing was dead and stuck in a shed or a barn somewhere, as it has been for the last few years. But no, we have been working on it behind the scenes. Any questions, just drop us a comment below. I'll answer them, probably incorrectly, knowing me, but I'll do my best. Anyway, look forward to seeing you all soon.